All right, Dan, 3 from 3 to start the season. What's been the most pleasing aspect of the start?
Yeah, I think it's been great to bank 3 wins. We knew this first block of the season was going to be tough with 4 away games essentially, and one more game against the Swifts to kind of close out that little first block of the season for us. But I think we've played some really good netball. All 10 players have got on court in all 3 games, and we've been tested and challenged at different parts of our game, which just gives us great clarity in the training environment. So yeah, we're really happy with how we're progressing and a great start to the season.
You described the game against the Mavericks as a bit clunky. How do you address that in the training environment this week?
Yeah, it's probably having a look at the reasons why it felt that way, and I think both teams are pretty heavily penalised and out of play a little bit, and both teams really challenged each other's flow, and neither team could really get into too much of a rhythm. And I think we found that in the second quarter, but then Mavericks again really stepped up in the second half of the game to stop that. So for us, there's a few things that we can do just to kind of refine that, keep giving the ball in that first, second, all of those types of things. But we did enough to get the job done on the weekend, and certainly tested a few parts of our game, which is actually really positive at this point in the season.
New South Wales Swifts this weekend in Sydney. What's the team's focus leading into this game?
Yeah, we're going to keep the focus really on us and ensuring that we continue to grow our game and get better in a few different areas, and anticipate different challenges from them that we'll prepare for throughout the training week. But Swifts are a quality side, the most stable of any team since last year, and they're simply getting better and better every single week. They tend to be a bit of a slow burn early on in the season, but they're still able to bank wins, and they're dangerous all over the court, particularly in that super shot period. So we have a lot of respect for the Swifts and how good they are, and I think it's going to be a great pressure test of our game and how it holds up, and we just can't wait for the opportunity.
Is there a particular aspect of the Swifts game that you think is their best, most dangerous asset?
Well, I think they make you work really hard for 60 minutes. They're probably similar to us in that they are really quite comfortable grinding for 60 and wearing players down. And, you don't have to look too much further than Helen Housby being an absolute weapon in the super shot period. And her accuracy from that range is killer, and her volume is really high. So, there's a bit of work we need to do to make sure that we can nullify some of their real big guns. But if you take too much attention on one person, someone else tends to pop up and do some damage too. So we need to respect the full team and make sure that we're all on top of our respective jobs too.
You mentioned Housby. Could we potentially see a battle of the roses down the Fever defensive end with Fran Williams and Helen?
Oh, potentially. I think the way we've been rotating our defence, we're using it really impactfully, and Sunday's in killer form at goal defence at the moment, and Fran offers something really different, and in the moment she's been out on court, just demonstrating her ability to win ball in different ways and impact. So we'll keep using the full depth of the squad to get the job done, and see what kind of form Helen's in on Sunday, should I say, to see what we need to do. But I think it will take a full squad job to do it against the Swifts.
And second game in a row on the road. How do you manage the workloads amongst the group with that?
Yeah, I've had a relatively, I think, a good break this week from game to game. A Saturday night game into a Sunday tends to give you an extra day for recovery. So, we'll factor in a bit of travel in there as well. But, the girls come out this morning and really hit the session hard, and we'll do the same thing again Thursday night. It's a get back to the grind week and really step up in a few areas. So we'll be ready to go and prime for the contest.